Hello, everybody, and welcome to the full spoiler stream for episode 2 of Marvel's What If. I absolutely loved this episode. I thought it was a lot of fun. And so in this stream, we're going to be breaking down different aspects of the show, talking full spoilers for the things that were revealed, the things that were teased, the things that I'm excited about personally, and the things that you guys want to talk about. I'm excited to get into Q&A and just kind of discuss what you all want to discuss. So good afternoon, everybody. And yeah, we're going to be doing this likely for at least the next couple of weeks, probably for the duration of Marvel's What If, where we will do our watch party at night, and then we're going to wake up and do a spoiler stream at noon. Now, I don't know. I have a video planned for an aspect of What If, which really has to do with the ending and the thing that's teased at the end of the episode, which is awesome, so I'll look to do that. But also, it is worth mentioning, of course, and many of you hit me up on Twitter about this. Yes, I'm going to do a big video, and I'm very excited to do this video about Secret Wars. It was teased yesterday that Jim Shooter, who is the writer of the original Secret Wars Marvel comic event, was contacted by Marvel, and he sort of let it slip out that, yes, indeed, they have secured the live-action rights to the characters from his story. And so I want to talk about that. Look for a big old video where I get all sweaty, about Secret Wars. So pretty dang excited to get into that. How about this? Let's start off with this, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know in the chat, on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate the second episode of Marvel's What If? I saw a lot of people being very positive about the episode. I saw a lot of people on Twitter and in our Discord saying they were happy. Oh, goodness. Forgive me. That they were happy that Josh is always sweaty. Indeed. They were happy that this episode really kind of went for it and was crazier than the first episode. The first episode of What If was kind of, just a retelling of the first Captain America movie, whereas in this one, we're getting something very different. It had a lot of differences. So that was pretty cool. People seem to be pretty excited about that. What the heck happened to the music? Chet, what are you doing? Put something else on. Jeez. Anyway, yeah, we'll get into all of that. I see a lot of high scores in the chat. That's pretty sick. Excited. You love to see it. Okay, so a lot of people like that. Now, let me just tell you this. Let me kind of get into my thoughts about the episode, the different aspects of it. I felt like, and you know what? I kind of want to do a visual thing here. Let me see if Disney will crush us into oblivion if I do something like this and give like a little visual aid to it. Let's see. I don't know. Should we chance it? Should we chance the wrath of Mr. Kevin Feige? I mean, we're not showing the episode, We'll just show different screenshot parts of it. You know what I mean? Do you think we'll get arrested? I don't know, but I'm just so into the visuals that I want to show it. Okay, here we go. We'll see. So, a couple of different things going on in the episode. I think one of the big things that people have been talking about with regards to it is the commentary from the Watcher. The Watcher gives a lot more interesting commentary this go around of just what exactly is his role in all of this and what is exactly transpiring, right? And he uses some really interesting language at the beginning of the episode. He asks the question, does your nature make who you are, or is it the nature of your universe that makes you who you are? Now, this is an excellent sort of existential question. It's something that humans have grappled with for a long, long time, nature versus nurture. But it's also a really interesting factor with a great what if or Elseworld story. So some of my favorite Elseworld stories, right? Like if you read Red Sun Superman, right? Or Speeding Bullets Batman, or any of the what ifs over here, the thing that you always come back to is that the character like for me, like Superman, in both of those examples right there, right? The character I know, the Clark that I know, despite all of the different changes to his environment, he is going to end up where he would being the Clark that I know. He's gonna be Superman. He's gonna see things that are going wrong, be put in a weird example, and then find a path towards doing the right thing, right? And I think that's such a central thing for these Elseworlds and what if stories to work, right? It's a really important factor, and I thought it was awesome that this is something that he really stuck to, you know what I mean, with his framing of all of this. And then, of course, this visual element here with the water where he steps on it, dude, this was such a cool transition, and the animation in the show is just getting better and better. Now, this was interesting because initially, Elisa and I thought maybe this was a tag for another universe, you know what I mean, another variant timeline. It is actually just the coordinates of the planet. And shout out to Paul from Heavy Spoilers. I watched his breakdown video, and Kevin Spoilers did the heavy lifting on this one. It is the same exact coordinates as the Morag in the actual MCU. So we see sort of the retelling of Guardians, but almost right away, there's so many things that are different, right? So many things that are different in this universe, because he is, of course, recognized right away by the homie. And dude, why do I always blank on this character's name? Korag? Somebody help me out again. Help me out, chat. You can do it. And Moosey Mike, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. This dude, man, was perfect. They utilized this character brilliantly throughout the episode. Korath. Okay. Yeah. So, dude, this dude, perfect, right? And the back and forth he has with T'Challa, it establishes so much backstory for the T'Challa Star-Lord. The T'Challa Star-Lord was very effective. He was legendary in the galaxy. His name, or that moniker, Star-Lord, is given to him by these other people, because T'Challa says it's not something he came up with. It's not even something he's super comfortable with. He doesn't like the moniker, but it's something that the galaxy bestowed upon him. Now, later on, we're going to talk about Thanos, and oh boy, am I excited to talk about Thanos. But I think just right away, it's important to tease out that Star-Lord is so effective. He's so effective at what he's doing that Thanos is convinced that joining him is the path towards balancing the universe. It would be a more efficient use of his power and intellect to join with Star-Lord and try to change the galaxy that way, as opposed to the other way around, right? So efficiency, right? That's what it's all about for Thanos. So pretty freaking cool. And I think the thing that it's just so funny, because obviously, the dude gets knocked out, and then this is T'Challa basically being like, I've hired worse. You know what I mean? I've hired worse, and so he gets him. And then we, of course, jump through. Yondu comes to get him, which is interesting. Obviously, like the beginning of Guardians, Peter's on his own, going against the Ravengers, and in this one, they're like all together. And there's a lot of fun little hints and Easter eggs that tease out the first or the original version of this with Guardians, right? Yondu is saying, if this was the old ways, we would just sell this to the highest bidder. That obviously happens in the movie. T'Challa remarks that if this was the old ways, you'd have half of your teeth, which I thought was hilarious, because of course that's his teeth are all metal or whatnot in the OG version. And we get this then kind of telling of what happened with the whole mission. Why was T'Challa then brought to the Ravengers instead of Peter Quill? Now, I had originally thought maybe there was no Peter Quill, or maybe Ego never came to Earth or something like that, and even though we had seen the Baskin Robbins or whatever the restaurant is at the end, that scene sort of teased in some of the marketing, I was like, that could be a different universe. In this one, maybe there's no Peter, or maybe whatever, Ego didn't. But no, we find out, no, he was hired for the job. And the only difference was Yondu entrusted Taserface. Horrible idea. Taserface, horrible. But he entrusts Taserface to be the one to go get Peter Quill. They're so dumb that they just pick up T'Challa, and they think all humans look alike, and if they just have eyes, ears, and a mouth hole and look kind of like a human, it's a human. And you find out that the reason they thought this was him was because the cosmic readings out there in the middle of nowhere, and they thought, oh, I don't see anything out here. These cosmic readings are off the chart. This must be the half-celestial kid, Peter Quill. And so they grab him. And this character of T'Challa is such an adventurer at heart. This is something they really establish here, and it's a nice parallel to the character we know in the MCU because, you know, there's this restlessness to T'Challa. There's this desire to do things differently, to rejoin with the world, or I guess join with the world, you know? It's really interesting. They play off of that really well. I love that they got the actual actor that did his father to do T'Chaka, because I love T'Chaka, man. I love T'Chaka, and I'd love to, by the way, see... There's a part in the comics where Captain America fights T'Chaka back in the day, like around the time of World War II or something like that. And T'Chaka totally kicks Steve Rogers' ass, which would be fun to see in the MCU. You know, the Watcher, and by the way, you know what I noticed about this shot right here is that, by the way, are we still live? Did Disney pull us? Okay, we're good. So here's something that you might not have noticed about this shot, but it immediately like went off in my brain. This is essentially what Fox tried to do in some ways with Galactus. They tried to sort of just create Galactus as like this sort of background cloud type figure. And it was horrible. You know what I mean? And yet, with this show and the way they're doing The Watcher, this shot and him being in the background in the clouds like this, dude, it just works for me. I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is such a brilliant visual shot. And it's added, of course, with Jeffrey Wright and the timbre in his voice, and he's taking us through what if is, you know, and it's just so awesome, man. And the kid gets picked up, right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. You decide, you know what I mean? And he gets picked up by the Ravengers. It's awesome. You know what I mean? And again, Yondu immediately, because this is something that's really cool as well, is like you can feel the writer's love for the MCU, or at the very least the understanding of the MCU, because Yondu is one of those dudes who's just a dad at heart. He's just a dad at heart. He's got a soft spot for, you know, young people, just people finding their way in the universe. He's one of those people. I've known people like that in my life, you know? And so they play off of that, and he's wants to sort of raise T'Challa. Now, of course, he pulls some kind of shady stuff off. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, it's pretty shady, and they kind of just brush over it, right? Even Yondu in the MCU is pretty shady, and they brush over that as well. But, yeah, he lies to him eventually. We don't know at what point, but he lies to him and says that, you know, your home world is gone. You know what I mean? Your home world is gone. You might as well just be out here with us. And they're doing their thing. And this has been 20 years. I thought that was fascinating. 20 years? T'Challa's been gone for 20 years? Like, that's nuts. Like, that's pretty crazy to me. So, I don't know. Like, that did kind of blow me away. And then you, of course, get one of the first big reveals of just how different this universe is. They're going over the conquests, the crazy things that T'Challa has done. And then the dude's talking about, like, Korath is talking about how he stopped the Mad Titan. And then we get Josh Brolin himself coming in as Thanos. And he literally says, and I thought this was hilarious. I don't know. You guys tell me, like, are you upset about it? Did you think that it was whack? I thought it was really hilarious and fun that they're playing off of the way that T'Challa just convinces him. He's like, no, it's better to do it my way. There's a better way to allocate these resources. There's a better way to do things. You know, we can do things differently. And they play off of it over and over again, where he's like, I still assert that my plan had merit and it was efficient. Like, he keeps coming back to that efficiency thing. And people keep saying it was genocide. You know what I mean? And that's funny because it's sort of a conversation that happened online. And, like, I don't take this stuff too seriously because it's the internet. But some people would get upset at the people that would be like, Thanos was right and all that kind of stuff. It was a thing. It was like a meme. It was a discussion online that sort of happened. And I felt like this was a fun way to sort of play off of that. You know what I mean? And I absolutely loved it. I love Thanos, particularly the moment where Hot Nebula, who is a really funny addition that I absolutely loved, Hot Nebula. She and T'Challa are sitting down to talk about this job, and I just loved when she was like, does my dad know that you have an Infinity Stone kind of thing, right? or something of such cosmic power. And he's like, he gardens now, which again is playing off of the hilarity of that Thanos character that we see in the MCU. When it's all done, he just goes to garden. You know what I mean? He just goes to garden. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. We get this plan that's established, which I think, by the way, and this will have something to do with the video that I'll do later on the regular channel. You guys let me know in the chat right now. Do you think that this plant thing is that Ego? Is that the plant-like stuff that Ego was using to put like his seed all over the galaxy? Do you agree or disagree that that's what's going on? Because that's what I think's going on. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys tell me if that's what you think is going on. Yeah. Oh, we got a yes. We got a no. Uh-oh. We'll have to see what you guys think. By the way, I'll look into that more and do a video on it. And we will get into the super chats in a second here. I appreciate all the support, and we'll get into all of that in a second. So, by the way, my mic is a little bit whack right now. I'm not sure what's going on, but I hear like a hum that I'm not used to hearing. So I'm hoping it's okay on your end, guys. Regardless, we get this set up here. They talk about the collector. We've got the Chad collector, dude. We've got Chad collector. And it's explained that Chad collector is basically filling the power vacuum that Thanos left. When Thanos went straight, we get to see, you know, the Chad collector take over, right? Which was funny, but then Yondu's like, not about that life. Yondu's like, oh, hell no. Like, we're not doing that. Like, if we, you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to do that. That's not a thing. He's still the captain. We get a confrontation between him and T'Challa. Now, what's interesting about this is we learn more about what T'Challa wants, what the Star-Lord mission actually is. And he's a Robin Hood character, and he even remembers the Robin Hood story from Earth, right? That must have been a discussion that in the 20 years that we see, you know, we don't see, but that he's with Yondu. It's something that gets brought up. He's literally a Robin Hood. I love it. T'Challa Star-Lord becomes Robin Hood for the galaxy, and he's basically making the argument that, like, if we want to do this, like, you know, this could be the big thing, the thing to really set the galaxy in balance and to really help people. You know what I mean? Is ultimately what we get. Now, from there, I absolutely loved the whole sort of like, whether you want to call it like a heist, the break-in, the plan, the triple cross, whatever you want to call it. I absolutely loved it. And it's full of so much fun and so much flavor, right? Just like all the way from Thanos and Korath fighting, which was hilarious, to Proxima Midnight, which, by the way, I have an explanation. I know people were butthurt about them being able to beat Thanos. It's all about this weapon, y'all. It's all about this weapon, which I'll explain in a little bit. But the whole sequence and plan was awesome. I thought visually it was handled well. How about Howard the frickin' Duck, man? And Cosmo, too. You know, they do a lot of different stuff to make you realize how different T'Challa is than Peter Quill. But one of the main things that drives this home, and it's actually something that's subtle, is he takes the good boy with him. You know what I mean? Both of them see Cosmo. T'Challa's like, oh, no. We're taking the good boy with us. You know what I mean? And if you're a dog person, you totally feel me on that. Like, that's a big deal. And with the Howard the Duck stuff, man, like, so funny. So funny. Seth Green voiced Howard the Duck, I believe. He talked about doing this scene back and forth with Chadwick Boseman and just how dope it was. It is freaking hilarious. It's just great cartooning. And it's taken just this weird piece of Marvel flavor and bringing it into a story like this, which I thought was quite frankly awesome. Now, let's talk a little bit about this, right? Thanos versus the Black Order. Oh, and this is a cantina. Uh-oh, we're skipping around. Sorry. We're skipping around. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, Thanos versus the Black Order. How did this happen? What's going on with Thanos and the Black Order? I think it has to do with Proxima Midnight's weapon, which in the comic books was a weapon that Thanos made for her, and it houses this star that's trapped between, like, phases of reality. And it's like a black hole, a nebula, and a red sun all at once or something weird like that. It has the density of, like, a black hole, and she can control the density and stuff like that. So, like, dude, that weapon is crazy. So that's, in my opinion, how she's able, because she comes in and hits him in the leg with that, and then utilizing that weapon and the Black Order. And yeah, I mean, it's fair to say Thanos has lost some of his savagery. You know what I mean? For sure. That's totally fair to say. But that's sort of the explanation for that. Now, let's talk about this. Crazy. Wakandan spacecraft, something that the Collector is just keeping there. And I thought this was such a fun aspect of the show. T'Challa just has the Vibranian sort of necklace, you know what I mean, from Wakanda on him the entire time. He always has had it. And when he walks past the ship, it gets activated. You know what I mean? It gets activated, and I love that. I thought it was so brilliant, him coming into the ship, getting this message from his father, man. Like, so cool, right? It explains so much about what is happening here. So much. You know, Yondu lied to him. And I think that it is a crappy thing that he did. He did it because he feels, honestly, he did it selfishly in a lot of different ways, but he loves T'Challa, and he doesn't want to lose him, and he also just sees in T'Challa something that he has in him, and that is this explorer, right? And so he knows that part of T'Challa, and he wants to, keep him out there. But it is incredibly selfish, and it was wrong. And they have like an emotional kind of moment there, which Taserface is like doing, the sort of comedic relief in that scene, talking about is it a family thing or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I love this aspect of it. It really just ties back to a lot of the things we know about the character and things we recognize from him in the MCU. Great acting. Really, really fun. Then we get to the scene, like I just said, Taserface and them having the beef, but it's a triple cross. You know what I mean? It's a triple cross. And then we have a showdown with the Chad. Well, first, actually, let's talk about this. We have the plant stuff that Gamora has, and she uses it to save Thanos from getting walloped. And we see the plant stuff, again, I think this is Ego, going all over the Celestial. T'Challa, using his necklace, breaks out. We see the triple cross happen. And then we get a fight scene with the Chad Collector. R.I.P. Korg, by the way. To me, that was pretty obviously Korg's arm that he used, which is very messed up. Now, I'll be completely honest with you guys. This background image here with Mjolnir, Captain America's shield, I don't know, man. This doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I need more of an explanation for this, because my standing theory is that this is the same universe that Peggy Carter is in. And the reason, like, this is sort of a macro point that I get. Oh, no, Pretty Nikki says, I didn't catch the dead Korg. Well, he says, I got this off of particularly mouthy Cronin, which to me is likely Korg. I mean, he was pretty mouthy. You know what I mean? So, sorry, Nikki. R.I.P. Korg. So, to me, my standing theory is that this is the same universe that Peggy was in. This is actually the reason that Peggy and her episode is not that different. Because if you think about a branch timeline, right? You got your branch timeline, right? And, of course, when it starts, it's not going to be as different as the main timeline. But as it goes further and further away, it'll get more and more different. And that's why there's so many differences in this episode as compared to the last. And moving forward, that's what I think. But the question is, how is there even a Captain America shield? Is Captain America still someone? Like, does Bucky become Captain America eventually and get beaten? Mjolnir. We see Party Thor, and he might have a Mjolnir. Maybe he doesn't. What's up with this Mjolnir? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on in this universe? Or is this a distinct and different universe from Peggy's, and these people will meet up in a different way? Those are basically the two main theories on what's happening, and I don't know what the actual answer is. But I will say this. The Necro Sword and this whole thing where he grabs Hela's helmet, I thought that was awesome, dude. And he says, a Necro Sword courtesy of the Asgardian goddess of death. I don't think it's referred to as a Necro Sword in the Thor movie at all, and that is really interesting to me because it looks a lot like the all-black Necro Sword that we see connected to Null and the Black King and all this new kind of crazy stuff happening in Marvel Comics currently. And, oh man, would it be dope if this hella connection to a Necro Sword ends up having something to do with other Necro Swords. We know Gore the God Butcher is coming in the next Guardian movie. So is it possible that he has a Necro Sword? There's maybe multiple Necro Swords in the galaxy, just like there's multiple symbiotes or something like that. I don't know. But a connection to Gore and to this and possibly Null. Whew. I don't know, man. That's pretty cool. Of course, this is all speculation. We don't know if that's actually the way that they're going to go. And let me see here. I think I just have one more thing written down. Yeah. And so we get the resolution of this. There's a really cool sort of scene with T'Challa and Yondu just talking about what he wants to do. You know what I mean? Who does he want to be? What does he want to do? And then they go back to Wakanda. And I thought this was awesome. There's a really fun scene at the end where they're all chilling. Look at this. Cosmo and Thanos. Come on, man. This doesn't make you happy? Are you not entertained? Is that not why you are here? Come on, man. Cosmo, the Russian cosmonaut. Freaking Thanos, you know, the good boy that was saved. Super fun. Super fun. And we get a resolution of those characters kind of having a family reunion, and then we get a different kind of family reunion. We get Ego showing up to actually get Peter Quill. And, you know, the Watcher indicates to us that this is likely the end of the world. This will lead to the end of the world. And I think we can expect more of that picked up later on in the episode. And that's really what I think I'll do my solo video is like sort of speculating about what this ending means, what could actually be happening now. Pretty crazy stuff. Pretty crazy stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts overall on the episode. Remember when I called this during our last stream? You did, Kendall. I did see that. Yeah, you called this aspect of it for sure, man. And that's awesome. So, yeah, I thought this episode was dope, man. You know, I said this on Twitter, and it's so true. Chad's performance in this episode, like, I expected to cry. I expected to be really, really emotional because Chad's death hit me really, really hard. There was no real sadness, though, when I was watching this episode last night. A little bit of like, I just missed this dude. But really and truly, like, the performance was light. It was funny. It was very entertaining. It was not dreary or at all. And that is weird because it reminds me of just like what Chad was doing this whole time, man. He was just doing what was right for the story and the art and just carrying that burden in silence. And he didn't really bring that, his personal struggle, his, you know, really dark night of the soul. It bears nothing on the content. The content is just, it's just high quality, man. It's just him doing his thing, providing what he needs to for the story. There's like a weird like humility in that. Like there's just, I have a lot of mixed kind of emotions about it. But regardless, I just think that like, man, at the end of the day, Chad was a genius at performance. He was a genius at performance. And this is just another example of his genius on display. And we get more of him in this season as well, which I'm excited to see. But yeah, man, it was just so fun. I felt like he really killed it. And so did Rooker, dude. Rooker and him back and forth was brilliant. Josh Brolin, brilliant. A lot of brilliant stuff in the episode. So I was pretty freaking pumped about it. I'm pretty freaking pumped about it. Yeah, I think there's going to be more Chad in the episode. I think he does like 3 more, yeah. Indeed. All right, let's get into Q&A. I'll take a look at all the Super Chats. We'll go over the Super Chats. I do want to say, as always, the morning stream, or I guess this spoiler stream, is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Check out Surfshark VPN. Use code NERD at checkout for 83% off and 3 months free. It is a crazy good deal. We also have exclusive merch for What If that's only going to be available for the next couple of weeks as the show is on air. Make sure you go check that out in the Teespring store. We are also doing, okay, this is it's going to get weird. Now I'm in announcement mode. Everybody get ready for 20 more minutes of announcements. We did a drop yesterday on the Nerdcoin store, and people picked up some of those pops. But today, we're going to do another drop on the Nerdcoin store, and it is for NFTs of Spider-Man. I want pictures of Spider-Man. Let me see if I can show you guys. I've talked about this before, but I've got a couple of the first Spider-Man NFTs that were on. Here they are right here. Here they are right here. And I'll explain more about this later. But you need, in order to get the NFTs, and you can purchase them from the Nerdcoin store, but in order to get them, you have to have a VV account. Okay? VV is an app. Check it out. VV. Look it up and get the app, and then I can literally just send it to you. We did this experiment already with Elisa's account. It's super easy to just send you the NFT. It's not one of the rare ones. It's one of the common ones, but it is technically one of the first ever Marvel NFTs, and I believe it is the first Spider-Man unique NFT that has come out for Marvel Collectibles. So if you love Marvel like I do, if you love collectibles, if you're somewhat interested in NFTs, or maybe you're obsessed like I am, you're gonna want those NFTs. They're all sold out. So shut your mouth and get them. Anyway, yes, and of course the streams are brought to you by the Nerdvengers, the incredible folks that you see in our chat with the badge next to their name. And I also want to say, again, now we're just doing announcements. This is just an announcement stream now. But I also want to say that this Saturday, we're doing a Diamond Lounge stream. Come on by Saturday night. I believe we'll do it at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm just going to be, having some drinks with you guys in the lounge and just talking a little bit more casually, spilling my guts, as it were, about all the things going on in the nerdy world. So come on by for that if you are a Diamond tier member. Okay. Let's get into these super chats, and I do appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you so much. Hi, Jack Mintex Venger says, going to need a happy birthday, Marissa, big guy. 420 Nerdvention in these streets. Well, Marissa, happy birthday to you. Sorry it waited so long. I should have said it right away, but I missed the super chats because we usually go in the super chats in the back half of in the video in the stream, so I'm sorry. Maybe you didn't have the patience for it and you're already gone, and now I feel really terrible, but happy birthday, Marissa. Hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. For sure. And thank you. Hi, Jack Man. Big Stevie says, mentioned this on Twitter. I think this entire series is one universe, and we are being introduced to all the characters. All will show up in the MCU. It would be nuts if they all showed up in the MCU. I love it. I mean, technically they are in the MCU multiverse, but I think we're talking about the 616 universe, and that would be really fun. I don't think all of them are from this universe, but I think that all of them that we see in that Avenger shot, where they are turning around, just like the one from the Battle of New York in the first Avengers movie. I think in all the characters we see in that shot are in the same universe. Because there's like Spider-Man from the universe where the zombies are from. There's apparently a Black Widow from a universe where Ultron takes over. There's apparently a Steve Rogers from a different universe that gets bit by the spider and becomes Spider-Man. There's a lot of wild stuff apparently coming. And I think we're going to jump into other universes eventually. But I think we are currently in one universe. That's what I think. But who knows for sure? I'm excited to find out. Together! Moosey Mike with a $10 holla says, finally became a Nerdvenger. I love the work you do, and you're the first channel I've ever paid for. Dang! I miss After Dark in the Danger Room, but I'm sure you did what's best for you. Much love and support. Thank you, Moosey Mike. Yeah, no, I miss those shows too. Honestly, I do. But I think even this week, dude, like the thing is, I just had to learn a really hard lesson. You know what I mean? I just had to learn a really hard lesson, and that is that my ambition and my reach sometimes exceed my grasp. And I just didn't have the energy to just keep all of these shows going, to keep all of these people on the same page. I just didn't have the energy. The content was suffering. Things were suffering. So we had to kind of make a decision. But, I mean, dude, I'm still committed to working my butt off to make sure that not only is the content great, but the community stuff is great. People here feel valued, that, there's disputes and things that will work out, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I'm still here for it. We're going in. Nerdvengers to the moon. Flatbrush Zombie 47 with a $2 holla says, what is next week's episode going to be about? So I've heard mixed things on that. I've heard it might be a Loki episode. I don't know, bro. I really don't. I want to look into that because I know that it's out there because people have seen 3 of them, and I could probably just friggin' message Paul and be like, yo, what's next week's episode about? Yeah, for now, I don't know. I think what I heard was Loki, which would be cool. Not Nyan Cat with a $5 holla says, there's no reason it should be the same universe. Uatu sees all universes. What if delves into all possibilities, all universes? Yeah, I understand that, and I totally get that, but I think there's a lot to suggest that it is, at least for now, happening in one universe. I could be wrong. This is just what my gut is telling me. Because even in this episode, unlike the first episode, Uatu never says, this is the moment that created a new universe. He never says that. What he says is, this is the moment that changed everything or something like that. Like when he talks about T'Challa being recruited, he doesn't use the same verbiage that he did when he's talking about Peggy creating a whole new universe. So I think it's different. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll go all over the place. Who knows? But I appreciate the support. RF Gaming Channel with a $5 holla says, why you think it's the same universe? The books were different each issue. Until Marvel says it's the same, they all different to me each episode. Totally fair. Totally understand that. Again, I feel like I'm repeating myself from the last super chat. But I think there's the reasons I think this is all connected is because it would explain why the second episode gets so much more crazy and why things are so different, right? I also think if T'Challa comes back in as Star-Lord, T'Chaka is still king, what we see there, right? But T'Chaka may die, and yet Star-Lord may not want to be king. He might just want to still remain as, you know, the Ravager Star-Lord and help out, but not be necessarily the king of Wakanda or Black Panther. And I think that Eric Killmonger, Black Panther, is likely to be made king because T'Challa is Star-Lord now, right? Because if you see in the trailer, and this is something we talked about in other videos, but if you look in the trailer, there's that shot that's from the Avengers where Thor's spinning his hammer, Cap's there, Iron Man's there, and it's this like circular shot. There's the shot of that in the trailer, and it has Gamora and Thanos' armor. So she could be in this universe, obviously, because if she was the one that was like, basically, if Thanos goes straight, maybe Gamora's like, nah, screw that, and she takes his armor and is Thanos, right? So maybe that's why she's there. We see T'Challa there. It's obvious that, you know, we just saw how he comes about. We see a Black Panther there, but it's not T'Challa because we see T'Challa there. So I think that's obviously Eric Killmonger. So there's some evidence to suggest that it is the same universe. But I get it. These rioting in the streets, people are like, no, it's different universes. Aiden H says, so glad I got to enjoy this on my birthday. Yo, Aiden, happy birthday to you, man. Watching with my girlfriend right now. Nerdvengers for life. Dude, I'm pumped, man. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm glad you're able to watch fun, nerdy stuff with the girlfriend, too. Not all girls are into that. You got yourself a good one, man. So happy birthday. Enjoy yourself. And I appreciate the support, brother. Deshaun says with a $5 holla, this is the most rewatchable episode out of all MCU TV shows. I'd have to agree. So sick we are getting more content of the GOAT. I absolutely agree, man. It was fantastic. It was just great work. Like, it was just great work, dude. It's awesome cartooning. It's super fun. It plays off the nostalgia. It's so fun. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm glad you're loving it. I wonder, because we're gonna take a shot at a video again, you know what I mean, today. But like, you know, frankly, our what if videos have not been popping. Like, they're not popping like the way, you know, Loki, Falcon Winter Soldier. It just doesn't seem to be as it's not resonating with as many fans, right? That's okay. But I'm hoping that maybe this episode and maybe even next episode and by episode 4, that the hype is really there, that we can see, you know, a lot more interest in the episode, which would be fun. But either way, we're going to keep doing our watch parties. We're going to keep doing these streams and keep doing videos, so it'll be fun. Let's see here. John Van Gelderan Jr. says, I really liked the episode, but I didn't like how weak Thanos was. Like, this is the guy that beat the Hulk straight up. Other than that, I enjoyed it. Yep, I get it. I've sort of said my piece on this, but I'll repeat it because you super chatted. Look, I understand. You want Thanos to be a badass, and Thanos is a badass. He is. But I think in that moment, you're seeing a Thanos that is not only without his armor, he's been gardening, he's a little bit away from combat, and you're seeing these savage people, including, like, Proxima Midnight is no joke, dude. Proxima Midnight is an absolute beast. And that weapon that she has, again, that was forged by Thanos. Thanos makes that weapon. And it's, like, very powerful. So, you know, to me, I'm okay with it. I understand people having an issue with it, but, yeah. Matthew K. with a $5 hello says, hello from the future. I have just enough PIM particles for the road trip. I'll catch this on the replay after I watch episode 2 later. Hyped. Awesome, brother. Hope you enjoyed it when you do see it in the future. And when you see this comment, maybe this will be a new timeline thing, because now it's all bridged and come together. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh man, people are really saying it's different universes. You know what? I'm gonna do the right thing here. I'm gonna do the Josh thing, and I'm going to dig my heels into this one. It's all the same universe. In fact, everything's now the same universe. Even the multiverse, even Loki's all in one universe. You guys are making me think that. Oh wait, that future one just popped up. Did it pop up twice? The chat might be a little bit behind. That's weird. What the heck? No, okay, we're good. Okay. Josh, it looks like those are the weapons of the Eternals. Ooh, whoa, that's pretty nuts. By the way, we are getting a new Eternals trailer tomorrow. Daniel Rickman sort of spoiled that, and yeah, I believe him. So we're gonna be talking about that tomorrow. Maybe on a stream, maybe on a video, depending on when they drop it. Maybe both. But yeah, we're going to be getting a new Eternals trailer tomorrow. It's going to be sick. Fury will pull all these what-ifs into one universe. Well, I actually think it will be more that Doctor Strange pulls people from different universes. But also, we've seen shots of that Doctor Strange having interactions with seemingly our Doctor Strange from the 616 universe. So, I don't know, man. It's about to get real weird. Like, I definitely think it's going to get crazy with other things. It could be the Watcher, too. It could absolutely be the Watcher. Like, the Watcher could just be seeing what's happening out there in the multiverse or something like that and be like, yo, we got to do something. There was an idea. Yeah, something like that. Entertainment Weekly exclusive about the Eternal. Very cool. Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. In fact, I'll show you guys. Pretty cool, man. They've got the different suits and the art on the suits. Pretty sweet. Pretty freaking cool, man. I do think it's going to be a really fun movie. I'm excited to see it. I hope it doesn't get pushed into next year. Feige was saying, like, at the premiere of Shang-Chi, which, dude, more and more people are just saying that Shang-Chi is, like, the dopest dope they've ever smoked. So I'm very, very excited. So they might do Eternals in premiere access. Like, Feige was sort of talking about that. Like, he left the door open for it, where he was basically like, I prefer it to be theaters, but we'll just see. You know what I mean? We'll see what people want, where the audiences are at, or something like that. Very cool. Very cool. I'm very excited to see Thena. Gonna be dope. Yeah. Pretty cool. I'll be pretty disappointed if the Spider-Man trailer isn't released online and not just shown for CinemaCon. Hey, look, we'll see. I don't know what to think. I mean, right now, the current logic is that it will not be shown to the public. It'll just be shown at CinemaCon. But I actually believe there's an outside chance that if Sony goes real hard on explaining how connected things are, that maybe that was the only thing they were holding back. You know what I mean? Maybe that's the only thing they were holding the trailers back for, and they'll just be like, here you go, trailer time. I don't know. Either way, guys, we're going to get leaked descriptions of the trailer next week. I know it's not the trailer. It's not. And we want the trailer. But we will at least get descriptions, and we'll get more out there as far as what to expect for that film. So, should be cool. Eternals better not fuck up Black Knight. Dane Whitman was a part of the introduction of the Avengers back in the late 80s and 90s. Yeah. I hope not. I hope they don't screw him up either. I'm into it, and I want to see more of Kit in the MCU moving on. Fuck a description, Josh. We need the trailer. Bro, I know. I don't make the rules around here. I just report what's going on. Holy crap. Holy crap. Is it normal to release a trailer over 4 months before a movie? Oh, yeah, for sure. Usually 6 months out is when you get the first teaser. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'd love to make the rules, man. I'd love to, but I don't. Give me the trailer, Josh. Best I can do is the description of the trailer of what will be in it, which Paul from Heavy Spoilers talked about and we talked about yesterday in our video. Could be John Walker's shield. Oh! Could be. That would be fascinating. If it was John Walker's shield. That would be fascinating. Eternals being slept on. I expect the trailer tomorrow to be a lot better. I hope so. I'm hyped for the movie, but yeah, I agree. It is being slept on a little bit. Honestly, it's not even the movie's full fault. I've said this before, but it's the same thing that's happening with Shang-Chi. It's the same thing that happened with Black Widow. The movies are just out of time. They were supposed to happen last year. They had a great plan. It's now pretty obvious that we were going to take this little side quest, and then we were going to get into the crazy multiverse stuff. Now, from what I understand, and by the way, there's going to be full-ass spoilers tomorrow for Shang-Chi. Like, full-ass spoilers. Because there's special screenings happening around the country tomorrow night. Full spoilers are going to be out there. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to look at them. You know what I mean? I can't help myself. I can't help myself. So I might do a video on it, but I'll be very clear about it. We won't talk about it in streams or things like that unless you want to talk about it. But, I think that the post-credit scenes of Shang-Chi might be way crazier than we're expecting. Yeah. Stevie's like, you're killing me. Bro, it'll be one video, and I'll be very clear about it, and then we'll be quiet about it until it comes out next week. Yo, Josh, how much are those NFTs going for? I think right now they're going for like $30. I think they're going for like $30 a piece. My thing is, and I'm not 100% on this because nobody really knows when it comes to NFTs and collectibles, but I strongly feel as though that the NFT collectibles, especially on this app Vivi, which I think are great. I think Vivi has such a great app. It's part of the reason why Marvel signed a big deal with them. A big deal. That getting in on some of this stuff and some of this early stuff could end up having a lot of value way into the future. For now, it's only like a $30 thing, $27, $28, $30. But you'd have to buy them for that, or you buy them for the nerd coin. I think we're gonna price them at like $50K, maybe more, maybe 60 or 70K. I don't think we're gonna make them 100,000. Nah, I'm not gonna make them 100,000. I thought about making them 100,000. I'm gonna make them like 60, 70 or something. Oh, in nerd coin, probably like 60 or 70,000. And by the way, we did some work on the Nerdcoin store yesterday. If you want to check out, go to denofnerdslive.com. Go to denofnerdslive.com. There's a little video on there that explains what Nerdcoin is. It explains how you can get it. There's a tracker of how much Nerdcoin you have on there. And the store, we're hoping that the store is going to be a lot easier to find and easier to navigate for people. So we're going to be updating that as well. Turn on gambling. No gambling today. No gambling today. We're going to get out of here in just a couple minutes anyway. Did you hear about Shang-Chi's post-credit scene causing a deafening reaction from the crowd? No, but I believe it. What are NFTs again? Kind of confused on how it all works, bro. I have been researching NFTs for 9 months, and I'm still confused a little bit about them. But basically what they are, oh yeah, dude, that Spidey in the dojo for sure. Bro, the Spidey, it's super fun, man. It's a super fun. So basically what it is, it's a digital asset, okay? And it's on a blockchain so that everybody that's ever owned it, all the transactions, a lot of the data, it's all open source and available so that like you can basically confirm that it is authentic. And it's non-fungible, meaning you can't duplicate it. So I can't take the NFT that I got and make a bunch of new NFTs from it. I mean, technically I could, but it would be like, you would be able to tell it was fake on the code and stuff like that, right? So this is something that is you can just have on your phone as an NFT, have digitally, but they also have these like VR spaces and collectibles and augmented reality function where basically like I showed a picture of this on the Discord that I took the Spider-Man NFT and I put it in my kitchen in augmented reality, and I had the pups and the Spider-Man in the same picture, and I was able to take that picture of that NFT, which is kind of fun. So gambling in the gaming streams when Elisa plays Among Us. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe something like that. You know, I'm trying to nowadays I'm really trying not to like promise too much stuff because I'm so like overly I'm so like overly ambitious with stuff, and then I'll be like, oh, we're gonna do this, and then the reality of how these things play out or how long they take is often difficult. So I'm trying not to talk about that kind of stuff too much anymore. You know what I mean? Whoa. Crimson Reign. There's a new storyline out there. Seems kind of fun, involving Kira, I think, for Star Wars Marvel Comics. That's pretty fun. Very cool, man. Very cool. Yeah. Super fun. Crimson Dawn. Yeah. A trailer's purpose is marketing and the hype that surrounds the new Spider-Man. They're getting what's required with no trailer, so why hurry and release that? But I hope they ignore that and give us trailers. Okay, Jason, great question. Let me try to explain. We live in kind of our nerdy bubble, okay? We kind of live in our nerdy bubble. And people, there's actually not that many people, like if you really think about it, there's not that many people that live in this bubble. I would say probably 300,000 to 500,000 fans are super actively engaged, checking out all the videos, watching all the stuff about the nerdy stuff. When it's very, very popular, maybe it's a couple million people out there. But really, if you just look at the view counts of these videos and think prospectively about what's going on, it's a small group of people that are nerding out like us, okay? So, that group of people, you're right. They're beyond hyped. They don't even need a trailer. We know everything that's going to happen in the freaking movie, and we can't wait to see it. But the grandmas, the swarmies, the casuals, all these other people that are very necessary to get a movie to have huge numbers and mass appeal, like that's needed. And you need trailers. You need actual images of these things. You need what it's actually going to look like in the movie. That's why you tease these things out, to get people excited. So yeah, that's kind of that process there. John Van Gelderand Jr. says, what are the odds Toby or Andrew are in the trailer? Very low. Very low. From what I understand, the trailer, especially the first trailer, is not going to tease out the other Spider-Man, but instead focus on the villains, the Sinister Six villains that are coming in from the other universes. So, yeah. Hey, stop the Rona talk in the chat. There's no reason for it. Everything's safe in the tower. No reason for Rona talk. And also, like, what the fuck's going on with all that stuff anyway? Who knows? What else is going on, guys? I'm probably going to chill for just 5 more minutes. Anything else on your brain? Anything else you want to talk about? I got to go read that chapter. Apparently, the next chapter of the Dragon Ball Super manga actually came out. So I got to go check that out after this. Sir, this is a Dairy Queen. You got to go help me take over the universe, Peter. Sir, this is a Wendy's. Is Eternals tomorrow for real? I need to know. Yes, it's tomorrow. You're going to get... Stormy. Yeah, you're going to get a new Eternals trailer tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a reaction to it on a video. Maybe I'll do a reaction to it live on the stream. It's very likely that either way, tomorrow's morning stream will be talking about the Eternals, unless something else crazy happens and pops off. So we'll be doing that. Again, I want to remind everybody, and thank you, Stormy, for the $2. I appreciate that. Says, need more Cosmo the Space Dog. Dude, yeah, for sure. I love Cosmo, man. Love Cosmo. Love Cosmo. Super fun. But yeah, maybe we'll do a live reaction. We'll see. But I'm excited about that. I will be doing the video about Secret Wars and kind of just talking about that, everything that I've heard, everything I know, everything I expect, and why I'm so pumped. So look for that. And then I may or may not do a video. It just kind of depends, man. It just kind of depends. I would love to do a video about Peter Quill, Ego, and where I think that's going with What If. So yeah, and we need that Star Wars vid. What Star Wars vid? Like the one about Heir to the Empire and all that. Like I'd love to do that vid too. Maybe we'll see, man. We'll see. It's been a busy couple of days. Your boy needs to rest too. Chris19 says, "What up, Josh? Wanted to recommend Kung Fury. If y'all have not seen it for Movie Bros, best movie ever. It has your favorite Thor in it. Even has Thor in it. Oh, that's sweet. Kung Fury. I have to check that out. You know what? I couldn't really think well on the spot last night, but a movie that I absolutely love that I definitely want Theory and I to watch is Shaolin Soccer. How many of you guys have seen Shaolin Soccer? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Bueller? Yeah. Yo, PDJ, like, dude, no offense, man, but I will ban you. If the Rona talk continues and you guys continue to talk about Rona stuff, I'm gonna ban everybody. Like, I have a ban all button, and then I will stream to no one, and I'll just get on the mic every morning, and I'll be like, oh man, here I am with everybody that can control themselves, aka just me. Here we go, and I'll just stream to myself. So knock it off. Put your little fingers into your pockets if you have to, and shut the fuck up. That's as nice as I'm going to be about it. Anyway, Shaolin Soccer. Very, very fun movie. We should check it out. We should watch it on Movie Bros. We should watch it on Movie Bros. Justin, I don't care. I love you, brother, but I do not care. I don't care. Sit on your hands. X-Wing in episode 2. Yes. I don't know. You've gotten Trinity. You've gotten Trinity now. You've awoken the beast. You've awoken the beast. And Trinity will ban everybody, including me. And then there'll really be no... Yeah, and there'll really be nothing going on. You know what I mean? So, did I see Theory's stream about Star Wars release schedule? I did not. I'll have to check it out. All right, everybody. I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for ignoring how raged out I was about to get about this shit because I can't stand it. And yeah, continue to just have a good day. Just think happy thoughts. Support nerdy stuff. Be kind to each other. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I'm going to get on out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support on this stream. Look out for more videos on the regular channel later. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. All I'm gonna say for the stinger is thank the nerdy gods for Trinity from 2nd Street Marvel. A constant force of justice, sternness, and fairness. I love all you guys. Even if you can't control yourself about Rona talk, I understand. We just can't have it here. Much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.